Welcome back. Some students at Colusa High School are making their big debut on MTV tonight. It's part of a new documentary series called If You Really Knew Me.
Action News reporter Sarah Hoxie gives us a preview of the episode and shows us how it's changed the lives of those involved.
You get made fun of and people like threaten you and it's pretty hard.
For Lene Lalone, attending Colusa High School was rough. She was labeled a loner and was pregnant her junior year. But Lalone and other students got the chance to show classmates who they really are with the help of MTV. Several students are featured in a new documentary series called If You Really Knew Me. The aim of the show is to break down stereotypes at different schools in the country. Lalone and Josh Rector were a part of those stereotypes.
Freshman year, my first day, I walked in and I get knocked on the ground and chipped both my front teeth.
I've never really had friends my whole life, and it's kind of hurts.
Then came Challenge Day. With the MTV cameras rolling, students reveal more and more about themselves through a series of challenges. It's an exercise that breaks barriers between cliques, allowing students to find common ground. About 80 students participated in Challenge Day, which took place right here in this gym. Rector and Lalone both think Challenge Day was a success. Lalone even had several people apologize.
I definitely think that people have more respect for me now that they know more about me.
And they enjoyed their spotlight on the tube.
It was great. You know, you watch that show when you're a kid, and now it's, you're on that show.
In Colusa, I'm Sarah Hoxie for Action News.
The show airs tonight at 8 p.m. on MTV.
Parents and school districts are poring over scores from the most recent round of STAR testing. That's where the state tests thousands of students in the areas of English, math, history, and science. Action News reporter Linda Watkins-Bennett shares some of the highs and lows of test results for schools in Chico.
Since the STARS scores just came back, Chico school testing officials have only just begun to compare and contrast them. But they say overall, students here showed an improvement in all 4 test subjects of between 1% and 5%.
We have in all areas increased beyond the state average, so that the average for the district is higher than the state average, except the area of mathematics, in which it's within 1% of the state average. Again, possibly due to the implementation of the new math curriculum.
Morris says it's too early to identify any red flags, as there is a lot more analyzing to do. At first glance, Sierra View Elementary came out tops for STARS math and English results, while scores at Citrus Elementary were the lowest. But test results are just one part of the education puzzle when it comes to proof of performance, even for an individual student.
This program represents a single point in time on a particular day that a student was tested. So we have to look at it in that context. We have to look at other measures to really get a full picture of how students are performing.
One parent we spoke with, whose daughter's school scored on the high end, says she doesn't put much stock in the numbers.
I don't really consider them. I consider more how she's doing in class, how she relates to her teacher, how her teacher relates to her, and what goes on generally through the year.
In Chico, for Action News, I'm Linda Watkins-Bennett.
STAR test scores are one factor used in determining the state's Academic Performance Index, which delivers scores that rank schools. Those numbers should be released in early September.
Chico State is ranked 6th among regional public universities in the western United States in the new edition of America's Best Colleges. The report by U.S. News and World Report includes universities that offer undergraduate and master's programs, but few doctoral programs. Chico State was also ranked 6th last year and has made the list every year since 1998. Nearly 2,000 incoming freshmen at Chico State are getting ready for the start of the fall semester, and this year there is a new dormitory on campus. Reporter Megan McDonald was there today as parents helped to move in and said their tearful goodbyes.
It's a sign summer is coming to an end. It's move-in day as nearly 2,000 incoming freshmen say goodbye to high school and begin a new chapter as a college student.
Right now I'm pretty nervous.
But for more than 220 freshmen, their new college adventure will start in a brand new dormitory.
Sutter Hall is the newest residence hall, obviously, at Chico State, the first new building for students in more than 27 years in terms of residence halls.
Sutter Hall has 116 rooms and more than 23 common areas. But perhaps the biggest addition is the new dining hall set to open in a month.
And that facility will replace the existing Whitney Dining Center, and it is twice the size of Whitney Dining in a completely different format. Very exciting place for students to dine.
But the new students will be seeing a few less faces on campus this fall. Enrollment in the freshman class is down from 2,400 last fall.
We are admitting as many students to the CSU system as the CSU system is funded by the state. And so, as a consequence, enrollments have been declined across the system.
But for the students who were able to get in this semester, the first real test comes this week as they say goodbye to their families and hello to college life.
I am excited for him. I think he's going to do great, and he's really ready. He is ready, definitely. So it's sad, but it's going to be good.
Are you going to miss him?
Lots. Excuse me.
In Chico, Megan McDonald for Action News.
Chico State students also will notice some changes when they go to hit the books when classes start next week. The 4th floor of Miriam Library will be closed for several weeks for renovations. Campus officials say the biggest part of the job will be installing new carpet and replacing all of the lights with low-energy fluorescent fixtures. For students, there will be a temporary loss of study space and possibly delays in accessing some resources from the 4th floor. The project will be finished no later than September 10th. If you've driven by the downtown post office in Chico, you may have noticed some major construction. Action News reporter Britt Carlson takes us inside the historic building with a look at the changes and the interesting details that remain intact.
This is just a perfect location, and I just can't see, Chico without this building and being part of the Postal Service.
Special deliveries have been going in and out of this old Chico postal station for close to a century.
It's got lots of character. It was actually built in 1915, actually completed in 1915, and was our main post office for a while.
All of the original details from the tiles to the P.O. boxes have lasted over the past 95 years. Postal employees even have access to old ledgers that used to track payroll and daily business at the station. They even hope to put it in a local museum someday.
When you have a career with an organization, you kind of like to know where it starts, and you like to say that you're a part of it.
And they intend on keeping that legacy going, with the building's first major renovation taking place on the roof.
It's very important to me. I think it adds to the character of our city.
You probably won't notice the difference, in other words, when you saw it before and after, because it's the same color. We're trying to keep it with the same traditional look.
But people are noticing the scaffolding and overall mess the roof construction is creating.
I said, what are they doing? I was going to walk away. I kind of thought that it was closed, like you mentioned before.
Across the nation, the Postal Service is downsizing, but it was vital to the Chico service to keep both offices open.
We're downsizing. I think everybody kind of knows that. The question will be is down the road, will we need a new facility that will house the whole thing? But I can still see serving the downtown community.
Still serving a modern purpose with a historic twist. In Chico for Action News, I'm Britt Carlson.
The roofing project will be complete in about 2 weeks.
The final numbers are in from the 9th annual Summer Classic Blood Source Blood Drive. We want to thank all of our Action News viewers in making this a big success. Last Friday, Blood Source registered 812 people and was able to use close to 700 units of blood as compared to the 550 they collected last year. And more than 100 people signed up to be a bone marrow donor. Remember, you can donate blood at any time by simply stopping in at your local blood source centers in Chico, Yuba City, and Redding. And you were out there. We saw you on
yes.
TV, but what we didn't see was you gave your blood too, didn't you?
I did, and I got a pint coupon for ice cream. That wasn't my motivation, but it was a nice treat.
Yeah, it's a nice treat.
Thank you. New research shows many teens these days aren't hearing as well now when compared to teens from a decade ago. We'll look at what may be behind the trend.
Plus, cancer takes a toll on those who have it and on their families, but it also takes a hefty financial toll affecting the global economy. Details next in tonight's Health Watch.
We'll take a look at our forecast, which includes breezy conditions in the mountains and a cooler forecast for us by the weekend. When NBC 24 Action News returns.